Welcome to Discussions with the Fascia Masters. My name is Deanna Hansen. I'm the founder of Fluid Isometrics and Block Therapy, and our guest today is Jodine McCormack. Jodine certified as a Block Therapy Instructor last summer, and I can't wait to dive in to hear your story, Jodine, as to what brought you to Block Therapy, your experiences, and now what you're going to do with this. So come on out.
Hi, Deanna. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so excited. I have been practicing block therapy now for 2 years. I spent 15 years as a registered massage therapist, so love all things natural healing. What ended my massage therapy career was a fall down my basement stairs, and that I fractured my talus, my medial lateral malleolus. I had all tore all the ligaments. So I couldn't really work as a massage therapist anymore. I had to switch things up, tried everything for rehab, mostly got the better of that injury. But as you know, there was restrictions. I always felt like I was twisted. I had the absolute best healthcare team, physio, chiro, massage, acupuncture, you name it. And everyone said, yeah, your pelvis is twisted, and we couldn't get it back. So I always had pain, always had a low grade pain. Then in 2021, I had a skidoo accident, which was a little bit more serious. I injured my neck. I tore a lot of my cervical spine muscles on my right side, so my head was kind of twisted into a rotation, dislocated jaw, dislocated shoulder. Tried to get better off that, but ended up herniating a couple of discs in my neck after trying to lift something up very gently, but thought I was a little bit better. So that injury really set me back. Following that injury, I developed a whole new appreciation for any of my former clients who had suffered in chronic pain, because I cannot imagine living like that for years. I must be crazy. I can get emotional now just thinking about it. But
I should say, first of all, that's an insane amount of trauma to your body. My goodness.
Yeah, it affected everything. It affected everything. It affected my soul. So, but in turn, that's what led me to block therapy. So I was off work. I was trying to figure out how I was going to function now that I did not have my physical health anymore, in my opinion. I had always been strong and confident, and I could do anything. I never muttered the words, I can't, in my life. And suddenly here I was. I couldn't lift my own cup of coffee. I couldn't put a pot of water on the stove, or take anything out of the oven, or clear the dishwasher, or do anything with my kids. So I joined it was called the Lighthouse program that lady from my hometown, Michelle Myra Goldson, who will come into play a little bit later. She does a find yourself type program, which was perfect for me at the time. She's a life coach, amazing person, but she introduced me to block therapy, just having a conversation one day, and she had mentioned about the incredible relief she had found through block therapy. And so I jumped on that. I couldn't wait to try. And after I ordered the sampler program, after 7 days, I woke up pain-free for the first time in 4 years.
Oh my gosh, really?
And I had a car accident in there as well. Totally forgot to mention that part.
7 days.
7 days using the rolled up towel.
I just got oh my goodness.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I keep a journal, and that was my journal entry. Everything just changed. It was amazing. So I ordered the block right away. I ordered the instructor program right away. I was like, this is it. I'm doing this. This is my life's purpose now. I need to teach this to the world. Everyone needs to know about that. And I still share that mentality. That is my ultimate goal. I never expected to actually have this as a business. That wasn't my plan. But I cannot spread it far and wide enough. Like, my ultimate goal is to have 100 teachers in Newfoundland. Currently, I'm the only instructor here right now, so it's still relatively new on this part of the country, but the feedback has been incredible. There's so much interest. Everybody is getting results, so it's great.
I can't even tell you how just that makes me tear up. I mean,
Oh, it's absolutely changed my life. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. I really can't. Even when we met in Winnipeg, when I did the teacher conference there, it's everything about it is just absolutely wonderful. It really is. It's such a healing modality. I've never experienced such a form of therapy and exercise in one, and I've never actually been one that I was very good at meditation. You know, I like to be on the move a lot. I don't tend to be still much. And I love that this encourages that stillness and that breath. And I have never realized, even through my years of massage therapy, and I worked extensively with the fascia like that. I always incorporated fascia work into my treatments. However, if I were to practice now, I would practice completely different. Like, my treatments would absolutely focus more on the breath, 100%. I think that was the missing link in my recovery all along.
So let's go back to the 7 days with the rolled up towel, because I think a lot of people listen, and I mean, not that everybody has that same response, that fact that your body was so traumatized. How much before you started that, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would be your daily pain level?
Anywhere between 4 and 7, depending. And when I was in the most acute phase of my pain, it was the most excruciating pain I've ever felt in my life. Like, with the nerve pain I still have some numbness in my arm, but that's really, the difference is incredible. So I had a lot of nerve pain shooting into my arm, my hands. That's actually the first time I ever felt the energy in my body when I was in that much pain. Wow. And it was overwhelming, very overwhelming. So as I recovered from that, my daily pain level was anywhere between 4 and 7, depending on my activity. I wore a Fitbit just so I could monitor my steps and make sure I didn't go over 5,000 steps a day. Because if I did, I knew I would suffer that evening. And that changed completely.
I'd like to go back to the emotional part of it then. So you dive in day 1, day 7. I mean, did you do one class a day, or did you do a whole bunch a day, or how did that look, like once a day?
Yeah, and that wasn't even, honestly, I do struggle a bit with consistency, I'm gonna be honest. So it took me about 10 days to go through it to get to day 7, because things, I never made the time. So, and I tell my students now, like, 7 days, like, the videos are 20 minutes max. And just through that work alone, I felt like my right shoulder and my left hip were no longer connected. Like, I actually brought my shoulders back, and I felt like my entire chest opened, my core opened, and everything was able to move again.
So what was your response along the way? Like, I mean, so day 1, you dive in, day 2, day 3, like where along the way did you suddenly recognize, like, wow, like, this is actually making an impact?
Yeah, that was probably day 5 or 6, I'd say, because I was, well, I knew right away that it was wonderful, but again, I tried so many things and everything seemed great initially, and then the results just never lasted. I love all sorts of alternative treatments, and I had everything, but I just could not get that result to stick. So then when I was like, okay, I started to feel a lot better, day 4 or 5. And then the next morning I was still a little bit tight, but I did it again. And day 7, when I woke up, I still remember getting up and I was like, wow, nothing hurt. Like not my shoulder, not my back, not my foot, nothing. And my injuries had gone from, so I initially had injured my ankle through my gait that had injured my knee. So I ended up with a meniscal injury on my right knee, and I ended up with lumbar spasms on my left low back side, and then all the way up. But it was all because my fascia was restricted, and my gait was altered, and that it fixed it all, and it's still fixed.
So what are your kids? How old are you, by the way?
My kids right now are 14 and 17, and they just laugh every time I open my mouth because it's always something to do with fascia or diaphragm or breath, always.
But they must
it was
seeing you now as like, the mom that they knew before the injuries.
Yes. Oh, I'm back, I feel like I'm back, which is amazing. My daughter actually she was just at the height, my youngest daughter, where she was just about to catch up with me. We were almost the same height. And so she measured herself against me like every morning just to see. And she had gotten taller than me. And after this week, I was taller than her. That's how crazy this is. Like, I felt like I was taller, and I actually was.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So I am so grateful. I will absolutely block for the rest of my life, and as many people as I can share this incredible practice with. Everyone is grateful for it.
So who's your typical client coming to see you now?
I would say it seems mostly women around my age, say, and anywhere between like 30, 70, so around my age. But yeah, so middle-aged, roughly women, which is wonderful. I hope to branch out a little bit more. Those are the ones that are mostly coming to my classes. However, I've done a couple of workshops as well with the elite provincial karate team here. So they love that. We worked on like some split stances and try to loosen that up. I'm also scheduled to do a program with the veterans community here as well. I'm a veteran, so it's something that I want to offer as well.
That really excites me to be able to support them. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's another a huge change that I noticed in my body. I keep looking all the time, like the top of my quads, from being in the military and being in that at attention stance. So your knees are always locked, you got my hips. I always felt like, I had like a lot of bunching at the front of my thighs, which now completely makes sense because I was in that extended knee posture all the time. And blocking has completely changed that. Like the restriction and the difference in my legs is, I was just saying this in class last night, the difference in my legs is amazing. Like I always had an issue with spider veins due to, a lot of standing, a lot of that marking motion, I guess, but they're gone. Everything is better. My digestion, my skin, my sleep, my mood, my emotions, everything is better.
Wow. I'm
yeah. I'm so grateful to
like my favorite interview because it's just like it's all very positive, and I just love that. It's so fun to hear these things and to hear all the different levels of changes that you've made from, again, like lots of people joining. We all come to this practice for whatever reason that draws us there, but you came out of like significant, horrendous,
Yeah.
traumatic pain. And then that affects the emotions. And then I can't even
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
that would have affected like your family life where you can't participate like you were prior to that moment. And then to see all of that, coming back full circle to even being
Yeah.
different than before, which is always very exciting for me to hear as well. I'm just so incredibly pleased. So what kind of a place are you teaching at right now?
I'm teaching right now at a hot yoga studio right here in my town, Fables, Newfoundland. So it's a beautiful space, and it's actually in the clinic where I used to work as a massage therapist. So that's everything seems to be coming full circle. It's crazy how everything comes full circle.
So you've got a mission to get to the veterans, and what else do you envision for your future with this work?
Well, right now I'm just speaking about full circle. Another class that I did was with the up and coming massage therapy students. So I'm going to be doing a workshop there, and I've done a workshop with the Massage Therapy Association as well. And I have a workshop planned in May for healthcare providers in general. So a lot of different, because I mean, everyone that I saw, and I spent so long in the health and wellness industry that I know a lot of people. So everyone I've talked to, I tell them about block therapy. So I'm really excited to do a class to show them that. But other than that, I'm really interested in doing retreats. So that is my goal as well. So to bring people to Newfoundland to show them our beautiful province. And I'm actually collaborating with Rachel Everley in Bahamas. So we're planning a retreat for next February. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh, I love Rachel. You're going to have so much fun. I met Rachel in the Bahamas when I was doing a retreat out there as well. That's how she first came to me and dove right in. So you're going to have such an incredible time together.
She is amazing. So I skipped over that part for sure. So when I finally dove into the practice of massage therapy, of block therapy, I started off initially and I was gung ho and strong. And then my emotions were still kind of all over the place. So from all the trauma. So, and life got in the way. So I kind of put it off to the side. I ordered all my blocks and they kind of sat there for a little while. And then I saw Rachel had a post for a block therapy retreat in Costa Rica. So I jumped on that and I did a week with Rachel and Grace Van Berken from Gracious Living Organization. Oh, it was absolutely life-changing. The whole thing was life-changing. It was amazing. And that was 2 years ago. So less than 2 years ago now. And life has totally changed. Yeah, since I took so much from that retreat. Rachel was such a great mentor. And while I was doing my Block Therapy Instructor program, this program has changed up a little bit now. So I loved being in person, and there's nobody else here in Newfoundland that does the work. So I had to go somewhere to get that in person training, and Rachel was amazing. It absolutely did not disappoint. It drove home everything that I wanted to see and feel. And since then, I feel 20 years younger, at least. I've lost 30 pounds. I'm stronger. I'm healthier. I'm happier.
What more could you want?
Right? Everything happens for a reason, I'm sure. I wish I had not had those injuries, but it did lead me to some incredible work, which I'm sure is, the ultimate plan for me.
Awesome. So we'll find out shortly how to find you and all of that stuff, but any last words that you'd love to share with our listeners?
I would absolutely try this practice, try the sampler program. That is, it worked for me with the towel. I just keep digging in deeper. Like we're just starting a new program next week, so we can progress a little bit more and get into the asymmetric strengthening and some of Quinn's fascial fitness work. So I'm really excited about that. But just do it. If you have chronic pain, or if you just decide you want to feel better, you have a choice every morning how you want to feel that day. And this always, always, always puts me in a better place.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. So where can people find you? We will have your links below, but share so we can hear.
Okay. So my Facebook page is Symmetry Wellness. So you can find me on there, or email at breathandsymmetry@gmail.com. And reach out. I would love to hear from you. And I'm really hoping that there's going to be a lot more block therapy instructors in Newfoundland coming soon. I would love to see as many as possible.
Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your incredible story. I can't wait to see what you do with this. You're going to make some huge changes in the world, no doubt, and have a blast with Rachel. Enjoy if you get there to teach, because it's just such a spectacular place. And to all of you listening, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much.